Back on a Monday night, everybody. Hope you are home and warm and comfortable and out of the raw, cold rain today. And we appreciate you tuning in to OpenLine as we talk about the Mayor's Local Hire Initiative. Specifically, you remember Amendment 3. As a matter of fact, I've got a little bit of wording, and we talked about this off the top. But if you remember the local hire charter, which was passed by, was it 58%?
58%.
58% approved it. The language of the charter amendment requires that Davidson County workers perform 40% of the total construction work on metro construction projects that are in excess of $100,000, which in my guesstimation would be most of them, and sets a 10% goal for low-income workers. So Ashford already went over that as well. In the beginning, there was some pushback. People were concerned, hey, there aren't that many skilled workers in Metro, and that's what this is all about, these meetings that Ashford and Paul have talked about. 737+ if you would like to call in. We'll get to a couple of callers in a second. William called in during the break, guys, and wanted to know about switching careers kind of midway, wanting to go into maybe construction, and was concerned about how much time would need to be spent training. And my assumption is it's just going to depend on what your skill level is and what you're training for.
Yep, correct. Some of the apprenticeship programs are 4- and 5-year apprenticeship programs. The College of Applied Technology is about a 12-month program. There are other training programs out there through the Home Builders Association and others that have shorter-term training programs.
We're talking about some jobs, and I know you can't get into specifics on, as to pay, but some of these are really high-paying jobs.
That is correct.
Depending on your skill level and what kind of trade you're doing or what vocation.
It is, but that's what I believe that's what we're trying to do with this program. We're trying to give people career ladders. We don't want them staying 20 years in a low-wage paying job. This construction work is not easy work, so we definitely want to make certain that they're getting wages that allow them to foster a career out of this. So there are, depending on your skills, your trade that you're in, this can be a very lucrative business to be a part of.
Okay, let's go to line 1, and that is Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hello, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead, sir.
I kind of missed most of the broadcast, but I was wondering if I'm trying to find like felon-friendly jobs, because unfortunately I just caught a felony, so and lost a job for that, and I'm just trying to see if there's like a number or website that would be good to go to.
Okay, good question.
Because I come from a laborer's background, I know within the construction industry there's been some jobs you can't get on if they're a federally regulated job. You can't get on with the felony. But I believe a lot of the building trades are trying to be more felon friendly, depending on kind of what the skill level is. I don't have a specific number that he can look into. I can give you my email address, and then we can kind of go back, but it's Ashford, ASHFORD .Hughes, HUGHES at Nashville.gov, and I can get you some more information later on this week and direct you directly to something.
Did you get that email, Chris?
No, was it Ashford?
Yes.
Ashford.Hughes, HUGHES at Nashville.gov.
And if you go on the Metro Government Directory, you'll find my name on there and all my contact information on there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give him a shout, and hopefully he can connect you with the right people. And best of luck. It's a good question. We appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
All right, 737+, the phone number if you would like to call in. How long, you said these meetings were, what, 2.5 months since the mayor took office?
Yep.
Implementation-wise, is this something that you guys are always going to be kind of working on and growing and changing as needed, or how concerned are you about the implementation process? And if you suddenly, this outreach is very successful and you have dozens and dozens of people saying, help me?
Well,
ready.
we think what we have right now is a very good implementable first step. You know, there still may be another kink out, but what happened within these groups is the mayor appointed a 5 to 7 member small working group to really hammer out the details. That working group, which includes Paul, is going to continue to meet out over the next 6 months to a year to really evaluate what's going on and to see if, okay, do we really need to tweak something else here? But as we also ramp up, the mayor is prepared, and I know we've been kind of talking about that as we go into the budgetary cycle, but the mayor is prepared to make a financial allocation to this project to show that she means serious business about workforce when it's time for us to amp up when we do have 12, 24 people coming and more people coming wanting to do this training. So we feel we're good where we are now. There may be some kinks we need to work out, but we're on a targeted path right now.
I think, and to add to what Ashford said, I think one of the critical things is we're trying to get people ready for the entry level into the construction trades or into a skilled training program where they're capable. As we work through this process, if we find out there is a particular shortage of skilled workers, then I think that we're going to start targeting on that specific shortage. And again, that takes input of the employers to say, you know, what I really can't find is X.
Right.
But the process that we're putting in place with the mayor's support will give us the ability to move depending on as the economy changes, as technology changes, we ought to be able to shift a little bit to try to keep up with the demands.
And I would imagine that if one employer, especially in construction, whatever project it is, there's so many big projects going up and planned, we should point out as well. We hear about parcels of land already, you know, the next 5 years, it's going to continue. If one employer is having trouble finding X type of worker, it's probably true that others are having trouble.
Correct.
You're all in the same, you know, looking, kind of drawing from the same work pool.
Yep.
So obviously that's going to be a benefit.
Yeah,
if you
look
know
at,
this.
If you look at we worked with the Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce, who just released their report, I believe last year, that we're working on the regional labor market study. And when you look at the Nashville region, you start to see that over a 10-year period, we have a shortage of workers. And part of that is just the aging or the graying of our population. Some sectors are going to be have more challenges than others, and the construction industry is one of those sectors that has an aging population that we need to be working on now, working to increase the pipeline.
All right. Did you want to add to that?
Yeah, this is a phrase that you won't hear but more than a few times, if not the mayor's entire term. Private-public partnerships, and that's what the ABC, they're going to have launching this year the Go Build Tennessee program, which they're going to start millions of dollars organizations start marketing individuals to get back in the construction industry. They're going to be working with public, like the mayor's office and other entities, to really pump out and to get those younger workers coming into the system, just like Paul was talking about.
Right. My read on the market, the private, businesses, at least here in Nashville, is that they're very willing partners. This is kind of a good, at least from what I've seen working with a lot of nonprofits and seeing what some of your bigger companies, especially your Nissans and Bridgestones and on,
it's just about being
there.
It's just about being intentional about what we're trying to do, getting everybody at the table intentionally, everybody seeing what the goal is. You need more trained workers to work on your projects.
Makes sense. All right, we got a couple of callers on hold. Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike, welcome.
Hi, guys. How are y'all doing up there?
Doing well. Thank you for calling.
Hey, I've got a question to ask the guys that you have on your show. My question is, what is the mayor maybe focusing on the homeless in Nashville? From my church in Waverly, Tennessee, we come up and minister to the homeless, and I want to know, is she going to try to maybe help them find an employment? See, that is our goal eventually. We're wanting to get a building in Nashville where we can house them and help them get jobs and education. And I just wondered maybe if one of the gentlemen, maybe I could call or something like that and maybe sit down and tell them our plans that we want to do. And I would love to see if they could make a way, or maybe could let me know if I could actually meet with the mayor and show her a video. And actually, I'm wanting to get a big building built in Nashville for the homeless and call it, Nashville Music City Learning Center, and let these people have a chance to get back in the workplace and let, God know what God done in their life and gave them another chance to work and maybe go out and promote for an employer to try to give a homeless person a chance at a job, and say, hey, if you're going to fire him, please call me and we'll try to correct the problem. I know it's that low go down the road, but just know we serve a mighty big God, and I'd like to hang up, and thanks for your time.
Mike, before you hang up, first of all, thank you for your efforts. And I remember you. You've called in before, haven't you? You still there? Oh, all right, we lost Mike. But I do remember Mike calling in a previous show and talking about his efforts. And thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. It's a really good question.
Well, Mike, you should, once again, go on Metro Davidson County's government website, look up my name, Ashford Hughes, get my information and contact me. Within my office is Eric Cole. Eric has been working on these homeless issues for years now in Metro government. So some of what we've been trying to do is just that, strengthen and enhance some of our nonprofit organizations that are doing trainings for our homeless community members, trying to get them caught up to a certain level where they then can easily transition to the Nashville Career Advancement Center that has more of a ready-made fit-in. We are definitely working on that right now. We're working on a myriad of homeless issues right now, Mike, but employment is definitely one of those that we definitely would like to get you to come in and talk with us about.
All right, before we go to break, I want to take one more call because she's been waiting. That's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Thanks for waiting. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yes, I have a question. There are a lot of people out here with felonies and domestic abuse charges that won't come that you can't purge off their records. And I'm trying to find out what types of jobs that you all have for them, because when they go in and check the records, they really can't get a job. But what jobs do y'all have for them that they can get?
Domestic abuse is in a misdemeanor or felony?
Misdemeanor.
Okay.
And I'll let Paul answer some of this as well. One of the first things I would do would go to touch base with our criminal court clerk's office, Howard Gentry, just to make certain some of those charges cannot be expunged from his or her record. I know they have a policy in place where they're trying to do that now, especially for a lot of nonviolent offenders. Once again, contact me, Ashford Hughes, at metro.gov on their website. It just depends. We're trying to find employers right now that'll be felony friendly. It's kind of all by what specific skill this individual has and exactly what the felony charge specifically is.
And if it's go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that any of those folks can come to the Career Center.
Yeah.
The number I threw out for the Career Center, 615-253-8920. They can come in. We will work with them. I agree with everything Ashford said. For the employer, it just comes down to the individual, what skill sets they have, and
how comfortable they are with
and what their felony
moving
was.
forward. All right, we're going to take another break. We've got a couple more calls on hold. We appreciate it. We'll get to you right after this. Open Line will be right back.